Welcome to the classroom. Let me, as Daddy King would say, make it all plain. 90 years ago, 1934, September to be exact, three generals, three goats of the gospel, went over to Berlin, Germany. This 1934, y'all. Hitler goes into power 1933. So these folks, empowered by the Holy Ghost, go into the belly of the beast, look fascism straight in the eye. William Gray Jr., that is the academic professor of the group, hood OG by the name of Michael King. Hood dude, repping the old Fourth Ward, literally just began his pastorate 3 years before 1931. Then it's the non-American prophet on the trip, Whitfield Nottage. He got a copy of this, the Slave Bible. Now, y'all can get it on Amazon now. Make sure you understand it. The abolitionists, they didn't look like us. So regardless of which one of the scrolls you read, Bible, Quran, and Torah, they all have a consistent theme that we all created in the image of God. You know, God is a spirit. So that means we all spiritual beings having a physical experience, not physical beings having a spiritual experience. And what the slave masters didn't want is they didn't want the slaves to get anything that would cause a uprising. Now, put into perspective that the law of the day was that the slaves were not equal people. So if they gave them the book and the book said they were equal people, then we're going to have a problem. So what they did was they cut it up. Now, you can't get all the pages, but I hope that this software will allow us to get one of the best pages. Let's see how it works. Okay, we in it. Now, this one of my favorite pages. Let me tell you why. Because it has what's in it and what's not in it. Now, Genesis has 50 chapters, but in this here slave Bible, right, there's only 14. Exodus has 40 chapters, but in this slave Bible, there's only 2. Leviticus ain't even in it. Numbers ain't in it. Deuteronomy ain't in it. Joshua, the book, ain't in it. Judges ain't in it. Ruth ain't in it. The first book of Samuel, I feel a little disrespected, only got 2 chapters. Ain't no second book. I mean, y'all getting the point. In this book, there's no Moses, no Caleb, no Joshua, no Samuel, none of these people who got this magical melanin moving through their physical DNA, standing up to their oppressor. Just a whole lot of slaves obey your masters. Now, these goats on this International Baptist Convention, they literally don't go to the convention. They get caught up. I mean, we got the modern day version. They get caught up doing what we're doing, what we just did, seeing what was in, what was not in, like that. At the end of the convention, they go to the extra excursion to study the German theologian Martin Luther. Oversimplification, let's put my man into perspective. He's the father of what's referred to as the Protestant Reformation. Don't be lazy in language. Root word of Protestant, protest. Root word of Reformation, reform. They use his example to practically apply the scripture and protest to reform their community. Let's look at the story and what they extracted from it. My man is a young dude, feels called by God to serve his community on behalf of God. You go to the religious leaders of the day, the priests and all that. Now, y'all don't read your Bible. Back then, you couldn't get your hand on your Bible. And so he said, yo, what I got to do? They said, look, come to priest class, and we're going to tell you everything you're going to have to do. And so he go to their school, study everything they tell him to study. And then one day he end up here behind the big desk. And they give him the book, and he able to run a service. And so he go up and he do something nobody else ever did. Everybody else just put the book up there and go through the I mean. He actually opened up the book, and he start by talking about what they told him to talk about, but then he do a whole pivot, a whole buck 80, and he start reading from the book. Now I might date myself. They had this show called The Gong Show. They almost pull him off. You can see him sweating and all that. They lock him up, pull him in the room. Like, yo, what you doing? He was like, yo, listen, I told y'all I wanted to say what God told me to say. He said, listen, we understand that, but we told you had to come to school. He said, I came to school. He said, we told you what to say. He said, I know. He said, then we gave you the opportunity. He said, thank you. He said, so why didn't you say what we told you to say? He said, I never wanted to do that. I told you that God told me to get up there and talk and what I had to do. And you told me all the stuff I had to do. I never said I was going to do what you wanted done. You just told me that's what I had to do in order to get where I need to be. Now, Daddy King and them goats came back. Watch the Daddy King changed his name from Michael King to Martin Luther in response to my man. That's how we got his son, Martin Luther King Jr. Notice no Moses is in here. No Caleb, no Joshua. So Martin Luther King Jr. gives us a whole lot of Moses. Watch. Last two sermons, I've been to the mountaintop. I seen the promised land. And then his own eulogy, the drum major instinct, ultimately were Deuteronomy the 34th chapter. God allows Moses to go up. God allows Moses to look over. But God doesn't allow any of us to know where Moses' tomb is. Why? Y'all ask the right questions. I love y'all. Because that's not how the story go. Plus, foundation of the Moses teaching, Deuteronomy the 8th chapter by the 18th verse, don't lift up any idols, because if you do, God has shut it down like he did generations before. And what'll happen is we'll misinterpret the prophet for being the prophet, and we'll turn the prophet into the idol he warned us about. See, we'll end up turning Moses into the idol he warned us about if we put Moses' tomb on Auburn Avenue. Why? Because the book goes, we gotta prepare some Joshuas, and instead of preparing Joshua's, we'll idolize Moses, and instead of creating a believing soldier training camp so that we're preparing the next generation of soldiers, we'll create a Moses assembly plant. We want to walk like Moses, talk like Moses, fart like Moses, preach like Moses, teach like Moses. But God used Moses 60 years ago. You feel me? And so here's what happens. When it comes time for the fight, we ain't got nobody to be able to fight. Oh, I'm ahead of myself. Let me back up. Rewind the videotape. Notice there's no Moses. So if there's no Moses, Moses passes the torch. Numbers about the 13th chapter. The folk, they kind of hard-headed. They're hard-headed. God give them something to follow during the day, something to follow during the night. They lead them. They're hungry. He give them water. Manna from heaven that their fathers knew not. They thirsty, they get water from a rock. You gotta know he's a provider. Okay. Watch this. Understand this point. If you looking for somebody to lie all the time, it's because you're really a liar. If you're looking for somebody to steal all the time, it's because you're really a stealer. Watch. God ain't man that he could lie. My shirt black. If I say it's white, that's a lie. If God say my shirt white, it's going to change white. So peep the script. These folk lying so much, they rewind, you can be like Exodus 32, they playing these golden calf games, right? But they lying so much that the only thing they can come up with, well, let's go see if what God said is true. What in the world? God, like, you know what, Moses? I'm going to indulge these buffoons. pick one kid from all 12 tribes, one kid from all 12 cities, one kid from all 12 congregations, and send them over. They go over. Everything God said is true. They come back, and the folk want to stone them. 1330, KJ pop up on the scene with Caleb and Joshua. He quieted the people, right? Now, the folk like going bananas. God say trip cancel. I'm gonna let them die in the wilderness. Moses got to go to God. God, listen, if these folk don't go into the promised land, right? The folk watching ain't gonna think it's because they hard-headed and they playing these golden calf games across the street. They gonna think you can't do it. So God tells Moses, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let all the Oeds die in the wilderness, but not Caleb and Joshua, KJ, Hip Hop Hermeneutical Rubens. Hey y'all, I love y'all almost as much as the Father. On behalf of the Father, I'm gonna have Caleb lead the kids over into the next dimension. Now, peep the script. The journey that they go on, the physical route. If you had to walk from the Red Sea to the Jordan, it's 11 days. Okay, why this journey 40 years? Well, Exodus 13:17, God couldn't take them the long way because the short way, because if they took the short way, they'd come in contact with the Philistines. We're gonna talk about Goliath, the Philistine giant, when David take him out with the physical weapons in a minute. But they're not ready for that. So God take them the long way, which is 40 years. Well, when the situation pops up, right, and God has to tell them that the kids to go look and all that, that's halfway point. When Joshua crosses, that's 20 years later. Now, God said at this halfway point, all the folk gonna die in the wilderness, except for KingJerlo, for Caleb. He gonna lead the kids over. These kids is already born. That means they got to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, 2, 3 at least, right? So 20 years later, they 22, 23, 24. You know what I wanted to make sure you get? KJ, Caleb, and Joshua, they really just prophetic babysitters for the next prophetic generation that God isn't got allowed to escape the golden calf games that the generation before is playing. Now, let's deal with this golden calf. Exodus 32, watch it. Moses is on the mountain. Joshua is on the mountain. The Aaron. Now let me deal with Isaac and now V. All right. Aaron is physically related to Moses. Okay. But Aaron is not chosen by God to go up on the mountain. Feels a little spiritually masculine. Okay. So while Moses is getting the divine instruction, while Joshua is getting the divine instruction, Aaron has a little private meeting, gathers together. The folks, I don't know what's up with Aaron, but check this out. Break me off. Now, break me off. Listen, one of the signs that God sent on the Egyptians is he made all the Egyptians give all their gold to the slaves. This is why ladies like the hoop earrings. This is why the young bucks like to be iced out. The ladies like the bangles and all this, right? We came out of slavery multi-millionaires. Then it's a sellout. Watch it. Now, Aaron had to have gone to school for this. They got political degrees and legal degrees, playing this political game and all this other stuff. Watch the trick. It's right here in your book, been in the Bible the whole time. Aaron says, break me off, bring me the stories. Now, it's something about the stories because remember, God told Moses pick one kid from all 12 tribes, all 12 congregations, all 12 families. You know what all 12 tribes got? You know what all 12 families got? You know what all 12 congregations got? A big mama. Oh, every congregation got a big mama. Zion Baptist Church, the Amazing Grace Bank Sullivan. Bright Hope, I got myself in trouble. Is it in my generation? Is it Marion Gray or Arian Dash Gray? I mean, I don't hold on now. You get the Ebenezer. That's where we at. Is it Jenny Celeste Parks? Albertine Christine Williams King. The great Willie Christine King Ferris. Hold on, Dr. Super Doctor. You know, she impacting the next generation. Amazing, right? Dr. Angela Ferris. What? Hold on. Is it Esther Jean Wortham? Hold on. I mean, we got some big mamas now. But every big mama got a story. Every big mama, and the one thing that everybody do is you shut up when you in mama house. You know, you don't, but you know what everybody fight over when mama going? You don't get the earrings, you don't get this, you don't get that. Everybody got a different story. So what Aaron does is he sells, well, bring me everybody's story. And he puts everybody's story into this big old giant lie. The golden calf. This is what brought you over. Hold on now. This is a lie. All right, God ain't pleased. You be lying on the Lord. Now, hold on now. Because in Deuteronomy, where we at 6, about the 4th chapter, they sitting around the table. I mean, about the 4th verse, the Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, about the 4th verse. Then we skip down to the 20th chapter. Moses is clearly and concisely, it was God who brought you over. Joshua, about the 4th chapter, about the 20th verse, just like God brought the generation before across the Red Sea, God brought us. Y'all feeling what I'm talking about? Okay. Now, just so you understand, these Aaron and them that's playing this game, they know the game they playing. They done read the book. Let me tell you what they know. Joshua, the 5th chapter, about the 6th verse. This is what they know. Joshua is talking to the kids. Y'all listening? I'm just telling y'all, it's in the Bible. Just how would Daddy King say? I'm just making it plain now. All right. Joshua tells the kids, he says, God didn't allow any of the folk who crossed the Red Sea to cross the Jordan. Why? Because they didn't obey the voice of the Lord. That's the prophet. The prophet is the voice of the Lord. The prophet's responsibility is to tell the people of God what God is saying in that particular time. That's the prophet, the prophet. These folk tried the profit off the prophet. You can't do that. Jesus said you can't serve both God and mammoth. Now, mammoth ain't the money. Mammoth ain't the title. Mammoth ain't the position. Mammoth is the pursuit of the money. Mammoth is the pursuit of the title. Mammoth is the pursuit of the position. Because what's going to happen is you're going to do what God going to tell you to do, which is serve the folk at the bottom, or you're going to be kissing folk ass in order to be at top. You can't do both. But discounts everything before. If you seek first the kingdom, seek first the assignment on your life, seek first the kingdom, all that other stuff that's small, he's going to add that to you because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. But that's besides the point. So did God, Joshua 5:6, these men who crossed the Red Sea, they can't come into the Jordan. They can't see the promised land of whom the Lord swore to their fathers to give us. What is it? A land flowing milk and honey. That's the bag. Are y'all tracking? Okay, so that's what Caleb and Joshua do. Now listen, everything rises and falls on leadership. We gotta look at something. What God be doing, he be fucking the game up. Okay, he uses the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. So let's look at what he did with the Moses generation. He used what he used a little hood boy. Well, first off, let's put it into perspective, okay? Because across the heritage sanctuary is the foundational sanctuary that been given the government work since 1934, okay? Up till 1999. 1999 is when the government owned the building. Now, the fact that we the church, we the heritage, but we outside, it let us know something. That the church is not the building. It's a called out body of believers. We called out, my man would say the highways and the byways. We outside with it. Oh, understand? We outside. y'all funny. I love y'all. I see all the comments. Y'all tripping. Listen to me. So what? So we outside, but we the heritage. But across the street, that's the government. They own that joint, so they got a different. You know what I mean, boom. So Now, rewrite. God used this little hood boy to go talk to Pharaoh on behalf of God and said, let my people go. Now, Moses went to the religious cemetery. The religious seminary. Moses grew up in Pharaoh's house. Why? Because God is a God of purpose. And his purpose for Moses was to go have some meetings with Pharaoh. Okay? So that meant that Moses couldn't, even though he was from the hood, he had to be able to talk Pharaoh language. So we look at our fathers, the Moses generation, the Martin Luther King Jr.'s, because we talked about Daddy King and them was the ones that figured out it wasn't no Moses in the joint. So we looking at our the William Gray Jr.'s, the Whitfield Nottages. So all right, cool. We looking at our fathers who put the work in. Who was our fathers? Their sons, right? That's the Moses generation. That's the Martin Luther King Jr. That's that Michael King son, Will Gray Jr. Okay, what's his son? Will Gray the third. All right. Whitfield Nottage. All right, cool. Y'all peeping the script. All right, cool. That's the Moses generation. What we know about Martin Luther King, what we know about Joe Roberts, what we know about Leon Sullivan, what we know about John Lewis, what we know about friggin' Reverend Leon Sullivan, what we know about Senator Leroy Johnson. They all poised, they friggin' senators, they congressmen. You feel me? They that's their generation. Watch. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Moses got to go over and look over, right, and see the promised land. Not so with Joshua. Watch. Joshua, the 5th chapter, the 10th verse. Now, let me back up. Joshua 5:10, because we went through 5:6. 5:10, they celebrate the Passover. Watch this. We're going to celebrate the Passover right now. Everybody breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. We are not in the toddler class. Okay, so since we're not in the toddler class and everybody in this class, that means that the virus came. We pled the blood of the Lord on our doorposts, right? We the anointed, and the virus passed over. That's what happened. One of the signs, besides making them give all the gold, was God told them, I'm coming through with a virus. They pled the blood and the virus passed over. That's the Passover. All right, Passover passed over. We still here. I got your back. We celebrated the Passover. Everything God did with generation before. Cool. Next thing that happened, the manna stopped. All right, Trump, Biden, Kamala, none of that money making it to the hood. All right, so the manna stopped. What we talking to them about? Anyway, next, they eat the fruit of the land. Y'all getting this smartphone money, this digital money. Y'all launching businesses and nonprofits, taking y'all ministries to the next level with AI and all of everything that's available. Y'all getting the bag. Cool. Next, 5:13. Joshua bent down. He got to be bent down because the Bible says he lift up, and the first thing he sees, y'all like, y'all ain't gonna never see. Y'all like, hey, that's a lot of syllables for you. Is a Christophany. What is that? He's too many syllables. He sees a Christophany is a picture of Jesus in the Old Testament. He sees a picture of Jesus before he sees Jesus, but you never seen Jesus like a soldier. What? Meet me in 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, and I'm gonna get us there. He sees a man in a military suit with a sword in his hand. Cha-ching. Let me right now he asked him right off the bat, hey dog, how you want it? Is you for us or against us? He said neither. I represent the Lord of hosts. That's the militant God. So what we get from that? We get Joshua. He a little militant. Right. All right, cool. Now peep the script. They just crossed the Jordan. Y'all remember Jesus? I mean, this is the reason for what we digging in, right? All right. Y'all remember he birthed this earthly ministry, and then after what? After he baptized in the Jordan, baptized in the same Jordan, he don't come out the wilderness. He pulled into the wilderness to do battle with the Satan. No jabs, no uppercuts. Young buck, give me the Glock, give me the AR. None of that. You know what he pulled out? Spiritual weapon. What? The sword. Every time, spoken word. Kingdom moving threes. I got your back. I'm on your side. I just grabbed that. I just grabbed that helmet. I just grabbed that. Boom. Let me put it. Let me go ahead and make that plain for you too. Listen, Paul said in Ephesians 6 chapter, you got to stand 10 toes down. Right? Why? He said you got to put on the whole armor of God. We dealing with a new perspective, but in a new way, something that the old heads did, right? Slaves don't have armor. Soldiers do. He said you got to put on the helmet. You got to know who you are and who you are. Now, I told y'all meet me in 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter, right? Now, peep the script, right? And we're going to go through grace, right? Listen to me. Peep the script. Now, slaves don't have armor. Soldiers do. And every aspect of the armor he tells us to put on is defensive, except for the weapon. What's the weapon? The sword, S-W-O-R-D, the spoken word of God. Y'all see it? Bam, I got your back. I'm on your side. Let's get back. Joshua 5:13. Joshua bent down, he lift up. Boom, he pulled his sword out. What are we figuring out? When Joshua is dividing the inheritance, right? But every aspect of what Joshua does is not political. It's militant. Now, the weapons of our warfare, they're not carnal. They're mighty for the pulling down the strongholds that Satan has on the mind of our children. Do me a favor. I got your back. I'm on your side. I'm going to do it. I'm going right now to believingsoldiers.com. I already got it pulled up. But let me go ahead and let y'all know that's all I did. I went to believingsoldiers.com. It just forward because most of our instructional stuff is on the Kingdom Marketplace, right? And I scroll down, I see General Vaps 1, Believing Soldier, Chris Salute, boom, right? I see now all headed be here. I scroll down, I click right there, boom, inside of the Believing Soldier, download my spiritual weapons training manual. Y'all see this in the backdrop on the board. That's what I'm giving y'all right now. And it got me a copy of my Believing Soldier Spiritual Weapon Training Manual. The weapons of our warfare, not carnal, they mighty for the pulling down the strongholds. Now, you know, he said, I represent the Lord of hosts. Joshua 5:13. Who is you? Is you for us or against? I represent the Lord of hosts. Joshua divides the inheritance for every aspect of the inheritance that he divides. He got to go fight for it first. This shows us, in contrast to Moses, that generation that was poised, polished, postured, that Joshua is militant. And so every generation, our generation, a little militant. But I told the young bucks, that's why I stopped through with Jesus. Give me the Glock, give me the AR, give me the Drago. I got some new weapons for you. Now, you may have never seen yourself as a soldier. I kind of backed you into it. What did I tell y'all to meet me? 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter. I ain't opened up a Bible yet. I'm giving y'all all the scripture. 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter. And we're going to look at ourselves as soldiers and see where we are. 2 Timothy, 1, 2. You then, my child, be strengthened by the grace that is in Christ Jesus. That was it. ESV, the Eastern Standard Version. Thou therefore, my son, you know, we talked about the mamas of the house. We showing the Ebenezer house. Can I talk about the Zion house? The Zion house, that's Mama Grace. Now, we talked about the slave master version. We talked about the soldier version. In theological circles, there are 2 definitions of grace. There's the Amplified Bible definition that's most practically preached from popular urban pulpits. God's unmerited favor. That don't do much. From North Philly boys, this was written by General Vaps 1. Y'all see him right there. Believing Soldier General. Get a copy. We established by grace. I ain't even going. I'm gonna read to y'all how God used Vaps to put it. Basically, there was nothing good within us that was deserving of God sending Jesus to die on the cross for us. That's God's unmerited favor. He put it purely out of the essence of who he was, and that is love itself. Hence, we get that God's grace is God's unmerited favor. However, I would like to explore grace from a different viewpoint. That is, grace being defined as the divine influence upon the heart which needs to get reflective in your life. I got your back. This definition may seem foreign to most believers because they never looked up the New Testament definition of grace in Strong's dictionary. They just relied on the Amplified Bible's definition and the one most preached and written about, which is God's unmerited favor. I like to use the Strong's New Testament definition because it allows me to see how grace directly influences my heart in dealing with spiritual and material matters. It helps me to understand how grace functions in the seen and unseen realm. We can simply or simplify it by saying that what God is doing on the inside, he wants to eventually reflect on the outside. God's desire is to transform us into the image of his son, Jesus Christ. The words of Vaps 1, believing soldier, general, spiritual weapons specialist, Chris Salute. Listen to me, 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter. We're talking about grace. See, we got the Old Testament definition of grace, God's unmerited favor. It just got you sitting here. But you know what everybody looking for? The New Testament definition of grace. The divine influence upon my heart that needs to get reflective in my life. My heart, the divine influence upon my heart. Beloved, you know your composure, right? We talked about it earlier when we cut through that racist bullshit. You're not a physical being having a spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a physical experience. You know, God pulled from himself and encapsulated you inside of a dirt shell, and you became a living, breathing you. Are you tracking? So that spirit that's within you, that's the divine influence. Your heart, Solomon talked about that. Rich is wise as king. Proverbs 23rd chapter 7th verse. As a man sees himself, as a man thinks in his heart. You think in your brain, you pump blood in your heart. Here we go again. What is this word heart? Your heart is your cardia. Your heart is your inner being. Your heart is your shanana, your spirit, man. It's the divine influence upon your heart that needs to get reflective in your life. This is, God says, I know the plans that I have for you. I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. You know, you shouldn't just be sitting here waiting for something to happen. God didn't create you to sit here and deal with them giving you all types of atrocities and you sitting in docile acceptance of a do-it-yourself blueprint of nothingness. No. We serve a purposeful God. Everything he does have a purpose. My man then would say, you missed your shout. I'm talking about you, right? He created you for a purpose. There's something in the earth that you fix, right? He didn't create you to escape the earth. He created you to change the earth. See, religion got you kissing God's ass. God ain't shallow. He ain't narcissistic. He told you, I'm God, God alone. I'm God, and it ain't none like me. I'm running this and not you. Check yourself for your record yourself. Okay. I'm the boss. All right. I didn't create you to kiss my ass. I created you my likeness. I created you my image to have dominion and authority. That's rulership, not religion. So what's the divine influence upon my heart that needs to get reflective in my life? My purpose. How would the lady say it? My assignment. What everybody looking for right now? Purpose. What them folk giving you? Kumbaya and an Easter speech. They got the big the and all that. I don't need all that. Sit down. Shut up. Let me be used by the Father to help move you into action. I don't care about being your motivational speaker. What happens if you motivate an idiot? What do you get? Y'all tripping in the comments. I got something for y'all in the comments. What do you get if you motivate an idiot? You get a motivated idiot. Who that's gonna help? I'll be a motivated teacher. I'll teach you some principles and give you the motive for action for you to be able to press on and press through the circumstance situations you're dealing with so you can fill the assignment that's in your life. We strong about that over here. How? Mommy Grace drugged that into us as babies. We established by grace. Amazing Grace Banks Sullivan. Yeah. She did that to it. If you train up a child in the way they should go, when they're older, they will not depart. A, B, C. She's the chastisers. Y'all, they can't Y'all don't know what it was like trying to work out this prophetic anointing as a baby. Bad as shit. You don't go to hell, dude. I ain't going. He paid it off, but I don't want. I don't want to hold them damn Bibles. What? I'm talking about. You got to hold like 10 Bibles. You got to go up to the freaking pulpit. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Why I got to call Jesus so much? That's what's wrong with you, King. Why I got to call Jesus much? You go through times in your life when the only name you're going to be able to call on is the name of the Lord. Well, it's Friday night. I just got suckered. It's a sleepover. All the kids in there, they about to play doctor. I'm trying to get child abused and molested by my babysitters. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to get breastfed, put to sleep because I'm hard-headed, right? And can I go play with other kids? No. Why? You're never gonna fit in because God created you to stand out. That's what Mama Grace did. And so she drilled into us the grace. So I want to tell y'all that's why we so strong in it. Where I'm at, 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter, first verse. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus. And these things which thou hast heard from me in this class, among many witnesses, the same thou shalt be faithful. Listen, the same commit to faithful men. Y'all see Vax one? He faithful. He been teaching this for like over a decade. All right, like really 20 years. 22. Vax, time in. I'm trying to take document certified. We know this ain't what we guessing. We know this is it. All right, we seen the folk transform their lives. Listen, so Vaps is faithful. I'm gonna show y'all. I ain't got it in this browser. Go to Believing Soldiers. Might not go to Facebook and Christ Platoon. Wednesdays nights, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Tap into the vibe, ChristPlatoon.com. I got that coming live for y'all. But you get involved with faithful men who are going to teach you these believing soldiers spiritual weapons. That's going to teach you how to apply them. And you need that. Because Satan out here taking dome shots at you. And you don't need the kumbaya and the Easter speech. You need to learn how to practically apply the word of God in your life so you can fulfill the assignment that he placed on it. You know, this grace on your life, that you be strong on it. And Vaps, he one of them faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Now, let me get you to see yourself who you are. Not as a slave, but as a soldier. Thou therefore, 2 Timothy 2nd chapter 3rd verse, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. Endurance. I want to do it. I don't know if we're going to kick it off if I do it. Y'all remember, this is one of my favorite joints. Y'all remember American Gangster? I don't know if this is it right here. I don't know if they're going to let me. Y'all remember, where is it? All right. Y'all see how he got the soldiers? Denzel got the soldiers bringing in the work. I ain't trying to go through too much, right? So what we did was, me and Vaps is growing up. This the Badlands. Like we scrolled down here. A lot of y'all heard about it, but you never seen it. That we took 6 in Clearfield. This used to be the biggest dope corner in North Philadelphia. We turned it into the sanctuary. When we painted it right here, that's because the mortgage burned. We done ran for 10 years straight. This wall right here, this was the dice wall where all it's like mad drive-bys and whatever that went through. So it took a whole lot to like roll us. Fellas, we had all the big equipment for all that. I'm rolling it out myself. You kind of see the penitentiary joint right there. But I say that because I want to shout out Baptist's work. The soldiers. So in the hood, let me back up. We talked about the slave version of the Bible. Then we talked about the King James version. All right. So Mom and them had the King James version, but we got these smartphones. We got these electronic devices. And what the slave master be trying to do, what the colonizer does, is they take shit over and then they rewrite. So after the slave Bible, they gave us the whole King James, but the curriculum that they pushed was still, they still emphasized the scriptures from that slave perspective. That's why a lot of folk inside of urban communities, they feel like, you know, Christianity is a slave religion. Well, first off, there's African Christianity, and then there's Western Christianity. And African Christianity is more focused on your purpose, more focused on community, more focused on development, where American is weaponless to the development of black men, weaponless to the development of communities, kind of kumbaya Easter speech, like that though. So what we did in the mid-90s is we looked at something. Mama and them was cool with the King James, but we had computers. We go a little bit deeper. God doesn't give us dominion over people like the slave master, the colonizer wants. He gives us dominion over resources. So these digital devices that God gives us, they provide us the ability to go deeper, right, into his word, because he's revealing more to us as another generation, because our responsibility and the way we have to utilize the word and practically apply it is different than the generation before. So, you know, he told Abraham, leave the land of your fathers. Why? Because I'm gonna move in a certain way amongst a certain generation, and then they're gonna get complacent. So leave the land of your fathers, because your eyes haven't seen, your ears haven't heard, nor has it entered into your cardia or your heart, your image action, what I'm about to do. So step out into a land that I'm going to show you, that I'll make your name great. He's going to help us on every level. And so he gives us dominion, not over people, but over resources. So he gives us a device to go a deeper level. So Mama and them, they didn't have these devices. You know, I talked about the generation before. You know, I'm a Bright Hope baby. I'm a North Philadelphia baby. This I mean, and this thing spiritually. So in my American life, so you tell like, so I know Will Gray, I know Whitfield Nottage, I know Will Gray Jr. to Willie Gray the third. So till, all right, where we at? So we Joshua. So what we gotta do? We gotta get out here and do it ourselves. And just like they had and put this work in, we have a responsibility to carry the gospel further. So, you know what we was doing in the 90s? This King James version wasn't working. So, you know we did? We KingJerlo the King James. We turned the King James into hood language, right? And every hood nigga know, if you pushing that work, like we know how to push that work. This North Philly nigga, the 60 core. What? You know what you need to know? You need to know product. Now watch. When you watch American Gangster, what did Denzel do? He had the soldiers moving in that work. We got that work. Now, peep this scene right here. Y'all gonna get it. Let me talk about the bread. Let me get away with this one. So what the niggas doing across the street, diluting the brand. Let me teach you, dog. Yo, so I'm gonna tell you. Funny. Can we laugh for a little bit? I got a little joke for you. Sometimes. See, see what y'all understand what I'm talking about here. All right. Okay, here we go. Right here. It's a brand. It's across the street. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. What you say? Now, why did he say that? I'm making a point. I'm making a point. I'm making a point. Anyway, y'all get the point. Just watering down the brain. That's how we felt. Like, all right, cool. If you notice, that's mom and them in the house across the street. And I want you to understand something. the way that Daddy King was rough, rugged, and raw 60 years ago. Let me see how to do this for a minute. Right here. This, let me get to the side. This Daddy King Dad. All them folks that you sitting there, they was our age over here. They was kids. There are parents over there. But the one thing you don't see is you don't see none of us. You don't see none of our kids over there. Because when Joe was right here, Will Gray was right here, they was telling us, what y'all doing? Listen, we need this in our language. Follow me? We understand what y'all doing in the building, but we need us. And that's where this came from. That's where the idea of the believing soldier concept came from. That's where the concept of, well, listen, we're going KingJerlo to King James. We're going to put it into our language. In the 90s, we the hood. So we got hood language. And every, in the hood, you got Christians, Muslims, and Jews in the building and on the block. And we all in the block. We all in the community. And we all feel like in the community outside the building, ain't nobody doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's a whole lot of stuff we could disagree on, but it's a lot of stuff we do agree on. And outside of religious circles in our communities where we kick it in kingdom, it's because Jesus never said, he in the Quran, he in the Bible, in the Torah, he never said worship me, true enough. He never preached the gospel of him, true enough. He said, don't worship what I do, but look at what I do, because you're going to do even greater stuff than me. I'm more the blueprint for you, true enough, right? But he never said, if you want to be my Christian. Now, if you identify as a Christian, I love you. He never said if you want to be my Muslim. If you identify with being Mu'min, I love you. He never said if you wanted to be my Jew. Y'all niggas not going to Kanye me. If you identify with being Jewish, I love you. He said if you want to be my disciple. Now, Aristotle had disciples, Socrates had disciples, demystify it. Disciples are just students. If you want to be a student of the master, wax on, wax off, let me show you how to put this thing into perspective. And in the hood, you know what we call that? We call that work. Now, them slave boys in there with the colonizer religion, they not doing that. But you know who bringing that work in? Who bringing that hardcore, uncut work in? These niggas across the street, they done watered this shit down. Look at this. Yeah. 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 Yes. Tell again. Yes. 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 Yes, he is. Uh-huh. Yes. But you still standing up. Do you see everything he talking about? Now, I wouldn't keep him here long enough because he going, the Holy Ghost got him, and he don't realize, he listen with his spiritual ear. He's going to talk about fruit, and he's going to talk about African fruit, right, versus American fruit, how it's pure, it's rough, it's uncut. It's that word. But then how the American is messed up. And see, he wasn't here when Joseph Lawrence Roberts was used by God to build this sanctuary. See, the reason we got all these African crosses is because the oldest version of the Bible ain't this King James, and ain't this slave Bible, it's the Ethiopian Bible, right? But it was the Roman colonizer that be taking over shit, who had a council with the shit that they would go along with, that became their version of it. Now, you got to be careful. Those of y'all who got these passports, y'all be traveling, you go to some place and they speak a language that you don't speak, you know what you got to pay attention to? Your translator. You know why? Because you might have some folk translate that don't got your best interest. They trying to tell you, yo, if you go around the corner, they gonna party you. You like, yo, you ask You ask them what they said, and they said, yo, come around the corner to the party. We like, no, don't go around here. Don't kick it with them clowns. Come over here with the kings and watch. You don't know what they said. So, you know, the Bible's written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. It was translated into English. We live in America. We speak American. So we know, you know what I mean? Certain things been translated, but I want to know who the translator is, because you might be watering down the word. So you know who Denzel, that real nigga that was holding down the block, the real boss, you know what he did? After he brought that real work in. So you know we got the believing soldiers, we got product. What's product? Product for your development, for understanding and fulfilling the assignment of your life. We go in before we go out. We fill up before we go on route. We love God before we love our neighbor. What that mean? Mark 1:35, early in the morning before daybreak. Jesus went to a desolate place, and there he prayed. Not kumbaya and Easter speech. No. What he prayed? John 15. I'm the vine, my father's the vine dresser. No tree can bear fruit. What's the first commandment of the Father? Be fruitful. These niggas, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He look fruity. Look, good religion. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about rulership. We're not talking about, you know, he done watered down the joint. No. That not kumbaya and Easter speech, we over that. We not our grandparents, right? No. John 15. I'm the vine, my father's the vine dresser, no tree unless it can bear fruit. What we got over here? Fruit. This ain't new. Just 10 years ago. Look at it now. Look, read the article, what they talking about. That's what the paper's talking about. They ain't talking about what's going here. See, over here, they ain't seen the transformations that take place. Over here, we done seen the girls come off drugs. We done seen them stop prostituting. We done seen the young bucks stop hustling. We done seen him change around. I mean, if we pulled it up, you ain't seen the Young King Academy with the young bucks, how they go from where the frick is the where they go from hanging out in the street in their regular job to this the Young King Academy. They don't got their little video up there. There it go right there. No, that ain't it. That's the wrong one. I thought they had their little transformation video. Oh well, no worries. We done seen the young bucks go from their street to putting on them custom cuts. We seen the transformation. It don't come in the building. It come out here in the streets. So being in the streets, you can't hold down, and you can't turn the dope corner into the sanctuary and run 10 years longer unless you know the vibe of the streets. And nobody in our community is looking for religion. Everybody looking for the kingdom. Everybody looking for the grace of God on your life, the assignment of God on your life, the purpose of God on your life. The government will be upon his shoulders, not the country, the kingdom. We lost confidence in the country. We've seen it fall. We've seen the religious leaders. We've seen all the games. Everybody looking for the kingdom. So we talk about prayer. The essence of prayer is getting in perpetual union with the Father through his Son, Jesus Christ, one image, many dimensions. This is what going in is. Prayer, study, meditation, personal praise, obedience, right? Meditation. Why? We not, we're not rehearsing the problem. Faith and fear are the same emotion. Emotion, energy, in motion. Object in motion continues in motion unless otherwise interrupted. So we understand clearly and concisely that let me interrupt that thinking, right? Because I'm not focused on the problem. Because watch, belief. All things are possible to him or her who believe. Well, let's break down the word belief. Be, the lie, and faith. Let me go deeper. Webster defines belief as confidence in an outcome that has yet to manifest itself. So if you have fear, you have confidence in a negative outcome that is yet to manifest itself. If you have faith, you have confidence in a positive outcome that is yet to manifest itself. Same emotion. Okay, let's go deeper. What's belief? Confidence in the truth. What's truth? A set of words. Okay. So what belief is confidence in a set of words? What set of words you got confidence in? You got confidence in God's word, you're the head, not the tail, you're above and I believe? Or you got confidence in what Satan say that this is good religion. Sound good, get you happy, but ain't, dramatics, but ain't really doing that. It's my political agenda. I done been over here one night for a couple of years serving his en masse incarceration. They ain't win the election. So, I'm getting repositioned now. I'm gonna go over there and be Kamala senior pastor for a couple of years. And right now, this my content creation. Let me go ahead and give y'all my sermon, but that ain't helping the hood. A homeless man just died, not even 10 days before, outside, murdered, accidentally or not, by the municipality. And this what you got? Let me tell you about this Jesus. Listen. So, you got fear of faith. Watering down the brain. Faith is the devil's fear. You got to meditate on this stuff. So we're not meditating on the problem. This is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. No. Prayer is not, oh, let me tell you this and this problem. He knows already. You got access to a guru. You got the answer to any problem you got, knows about them all, and you got 15 minutes of time. You gonna spend 14 minutes and 45 seconds telling them about your problem that they already know about, saying thank you, getting up and walking out. I'm coming in, sitting down, shutting up, and listening to the answer. I'm meditating on that thing. Then I'm belief is walking it out. Then I'm rehearsing the answer. I'm rehearsing the word. Watch. The gospel is great news that I just got. I just got a fresh download from the Father. I'm not allowing the pain of the past to paralyze me from pursuing the promise. I'm passionately pursuing the promise that God just ministered. Watch, to my heart. Grace, divine influence about my heart. Instead of going over the problem over and over and over and over and over, instead of going over the circumstances over and over and over, instead of going through the past situation over and over and over, because life and death is in the power of my tongue. So any circumstance or situation I agree with, I can speak life to. Any circumstance, situation I disagree, I can speak death to. So I'm speaking to God, but I'm really just speaking more of the problem. I'm manifesting more of it in my life. Satan got me bamboozled. What Jesus called it? Religious leader today, the sons of Satan. Anyway, personal praise, and I'm excited. Right? I'm not praising God for the car, for the Bentley, because the folk at the bottom ain't always get that. You know what I'm praising God for? I'm praising God because He's righteous. I'm praising Him because He's loving. I'm praising Him because of who He is. I'm praising Him because He has the strength, because He has the ability. I'm praising Him for nothing else than the answer that He gave me, that for the light that He ministered to me in the darkness. Right? Even though, I'm talking about whatever, He gave me the ability to be able to see it. Now, for us, it was some terminology. Listen, we just couldn't, you know what I mean? Obedience. What is that? Well, when I know what my heart is, when I know the divine influence upon my heart that needs to get reflected in my life, now I can follow those orders with obedience. This is what the believing soldier practiced every single day. Mark 1:35, early in the morning before daybreak. How was Jesus able to transform lives? How was He able to open this person's eyes and heal this person? Every single day, He went into the Father to get orders. Who you want me to speak to today? Who you want me to touch today? Who you want me to heal today? Boom. So this is foundational to the life of the believing soldier. We didn't get this from the colonizer classroom. Y'all over there talking about this hot. Yeah, them academic slave boys pumping the slave boy religion, they don't got this. Right? We learn this in the slums. This for the streets. You feel me? This not for the folk who up there with the kumbaya and the Easter speech. This don't help you. Then notice where we come to. Grace, the divine influence upon your heart, which need to get reflected for the camp. This not for them. This for those of us who in the camp. Listen to me. Y'all need to understand something. Bishop Ernest C. Morris, he like Kojic to the nth degree. He told us serious 20 some odd years ago. He was like, yo, listen, y'all need to keep this in the back of y'all mind. 58 years ago, we was Kojic. They told us speaking in tongues was satanic. This is what he told us. He said, even my professor said this was satanic. He said, now look, it's 8-9 million people over there. Like, we can't get mad at them because they don't got this. We give praise to the Father because he revealed it to us. It's the Moses generation, and then it's the kumbaya and the Easter speech and the money games and all that, and the boom, 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 boom. But watch, right now, what they looking for? You looking for the soldier. You looking for how to work it out, how to get it done, boom, like that. Let me see if I can, if this will let me to pull it up. Then we talk about godliness. Now, we just went through that. Let me see if it'll let me do it. Ephesians 4. We in this series where we talking about the taking off and the putting on of the new man, right? I'm not going there, but I'm gonna go there. 17 to 24. This I testify because of this godliness right here. So y'all can get this, right? So this I say, therefore, and I testify in the Lord that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles. What's the Gentiles? In the hood? It's the Gentiles got all types of over sexualized shit and all this shit. They talking about us, right? Like the other Gentiles walk what? In the vanity, in the sinfulness, in the simplicity of their mind, right? What? It's a couple things I want to pull out. Having their understanding darkened, being alienated, being stiff-armed from the life of God, from the abundance, from the transformation, from this revelation, right? Through the ignorance. Ain't nothing wrong with being ignorant. You just don't know. That is in them. This is what I wanted to get to. One of them, because of the blindness of their heart. Shout out to Yoki. Shout out to the Yokemeister. Yolanda D. Scott. That's a Scott woman king. She wrote that book, part of that book. Open my eyes, open my heart, a celebration of a common humanity. You know, she was creative, always remixing something. Mom and them had that song. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. Why? So I can see you. They giving you the blonde hair, blue-eyed colonizer Christ. That's not helping you. You know what we want to see? Let me see the living Jesus. Let me see the glorified Christ. Let me see how to practically apply these things to my life so I can press on and press through the circumstance situations I'm going through to fulfill the assignment he got for me, the purpose he placed on my life, the grace on my life. I got to back on your side. That's what we hear. Right? Listen, what he say? Through having their understanding because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling, giving themselves over to all types of bullshit. You know, it's like the prodigal son. You doing stuff beneath yourself because you don't see yourself who you really are. See yourself as a slave. See yourself at the bottom instead of seeing yourself as a king. If you see yourself as a king, you carry yourself a different way. You walk a certain different way. You talk a certain different way. It just is what it is, the way it is. I mean, like that though. Boom. Now, boom, boom, boom. Why? Why they do that? Because they only had this. They only had the kumbaya and the Easter speech. They never got to come inside of a Christ platoon. They never got what you're getting inside of the camp. You feel me? They listen. They had not so learned the Christ. They haven't seen the living Christ. I told you they only got what the colonizer gave them, and the colonizer ain't giving this. You know what Bill Gray did, Jr., what Michael King did, what Whitfield Nottage did, they put work in. These dudes only slid into the colonizer joint. All of them got the da-da-da, ain't none of them work in the gospel. We not the same. Let's get it. Let's get it. If so, we have verse 21, and they had heard of him and had been taught by him as the, not they lies, as the truth is in Jesus, that what? That we stop talking about the bullshit they talking about because they ain't even really talking about nothing, that we put off the former conversation, the old man, this like which is corrupt according to their deceitful lust after the bag, and that we be what? Transformed by the renewing of our mind, that we put on the new man. That's what we talking about over here inside this camp, the transformation they don't know nothing about. Watch, which is which after God is created, right, through righteousness. Pop quiz, who won it? Pop quiz, who won it? Believing soldiers, spiritual weapons of righteousness. Somebody give me the practical definition. Pop quiz, who won it? Fighting the right way. Okay. All right. So we the righteousness of God, that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. Now, why he got true holiness there? He wouldn't have the need to put true holiness there if it wasn't a fake holiness. So what's fake holiness? My skirt down to the floor. What's fake holiness? Acting like I'm a goody two shoes, right? So when we looked at that for a terminology standpoint, be like, yo, well, what's godliness then? What's true godliness? Giving my best to become my best. Yo, I tried, but I messed up. It's cool. Come through. Now, if you go flat in your face and you ain't looking right, and you know what I mean, you smell like you just hit a blunt or something, you probably get locked up coming into here. But you know where you come? Keep coming back to the throne. Okay, I tried, but I messed up. It's cool. Keep coming. Yo, that was cool. I was doing the cool. It's cool. Keep coming. That's what godliness is. Is striving toward the mark. So you can share in the prize. What's sin? It's not an action. That's a behavioral science experiment. You know, that's a social engineering tactic used to get you to accept a docile acceptance of a do-it-yourself blueprint for nothingness. Get you, well, you don't want to do this. If you do this, you're going to hell. You don't want to go to hell, do you? No, but I'm not going to hell if I do this. These are rules. These not red letter. This what you do to control me. Why you think the black church ran by women? How you control black men? Women, when we're younger, it's our mamas. You buck, but you're going to shut up for mama. And then later, it's your wifey. And here's why they push their definition of grace, God's unmerited favor. Because when you come in and you see the pastor, as a man, you can never get there. He in a subservient position. He got to tell you what God said. My nigga, who said you know you more connected than me? Well, we talking about the divine influence upon your heart that needs to get reflected in life. Everybody on even. But that's how the slave master controls stuff. All right, we're going to put him there, boom. So we're going to tell you sin is this action, that action, this action, this action, this action. Hold on for a minute, dog. Because the Bible is written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. And the Hebrew word of sin is rebelling from the Father. So Jesus came and connected us back like that, though. Matter of fact, if Jesus paid the price ultimately, why the fuck you keep reminding me of the bill? I'm just saying, if God threw all my sins in the sea of forgetfulness, why you keep trying to remind me, dog? Because you want me in a subservient position so you hire. No, that's not it. What's sin? I'm missing the mark and I'm unable to share in the prize. So we talk about a spiritual man. What's a spiritual man? This is this transformation. The transformation to understand a real perspective on godly manship. It's a difference between being a preacher and being a man of God. See, that's what we got to have for our sons. A lot of our sons, see, there's a demasculation of male leadership inside of the organized church building. So when our sons look, they look at people like if our sons is the reason that you see none of our sons in the congregation is because what thou seest, thou becomest. And what our sons are hungry for is an image of something that they want to emulate. Right? If they look and they see the dope boy rough, rugged, and raw, they look, they see the Muslims rough, rugged, and raw. Their reality is rough, rugged, and raw. Their mamas and them telling about God. They hearing about goats like Daddy King, some like ML, Will Gray that put the work in, and all they get is niggas like this. Then you know what they say? All that shit is fake. And you know what? Jesus is a slave religion. Shut the fuck out. And miss me with the bullshit. So Representation matters, right? So we got to get them something rough, rugged, and raw that they can be able to chew into. So we talk about a spiritual man is, because that's the key and foundational point to develop emotional intelligence in our young boys in urban environments. Giving them the opportunity to be able to look and be like, yo, I could be like OG because he a man of God, but he rooted in the word in a way them bitch ass niggas not. I can punch and I can preach. Preach is not a kumbaya in the Easter speech. It's a powerful prophetic teach. I can punch and I can preach. I think I punch better than I preach. Who want to test it? I'm with the shit, dog. Let's get it. And my young bucks understand that. If I knock you the fuck out, right? Just do me a favor. Don't make me take your gun from you. It step to me 10 toes down and I knock you the fuck out. I'm going to pray for you and lift you back up. And we just going to say, what was that? K. Bat the collar Koji. He just knocked that nigga the fuck out. No, it's just a different way. See, in the old church, K ain't had no Crisco to pour on the nigga and hit him in his forehead, so he just touched him in his chin right now. He just slain in the spirit like that, though. We ain't got to get there, and we shouldn't have to get there because that's what the oppressor wants us to do. That's why he doesn't promote this type of teaching, which is what all our boys are hungry for. All our men are hungry for. Let me get into it. A spiritual man. It's a man who practices and relies on his spiritual weapons. Inside of colonizers building, what they got now, they got all these classes on baptism. Listen, stop. You know why people make things complicated? To try to make themselves puffed up. Jesus said, you got to become like a child with this thing. Watch. What's baptism? It's a declaration. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to put down the Glock. I'm going to put down the Drago. I'm going to stop punching on these bitch ass niggas. And I'm going to really dig in the word. I'm going to really get my life right. Like, I realized slinging this shit like this, it's not gangster. Terrorizing my hood, not gangster. You know what's gangster? Moving your mom out the hood. I was talking with my young bucks, right? And I love him. He doing it. He 25, 26. Finally got that Benz. He in Philadelphia, though. His mom, nice. He got a little apartment. He's like, yo, I moved out. My mom cool. I said, yo, I was talking to the other young boy. He was on the block. He was like, yeah, I don't be on the block like that. He was like, yeah, but he told me your mom was coming by. He was like, yeah, she was going to the laundromat. I was like, yo, what type of bitch ass shit is that? He was like, what you talking about? What you mean? My mom always going to laundromat. I said, but yo, I heard you just got that big ass Benz. He was like, yeah. I was like, you telling me about the apartment and all that? I see you on live showing off. He's like, yeah. You ain't brought your mom no fucking washing machine and dryer yet? The fuck is going on out here? It was different when you was 15, 16, and she was going by them young niggas going to the store. Now you in the crib. Your mom still going to the laundromat? These young niggas, wow. What if your moms get hit in the drive-by by these young niggas by accident? Straight accident. These niggas did not mean to hit your mama. But now your mama hit. Now all this work you done put in to transform, now you out here, you lit. You know what I mean? Turn the fuck up. I can't even pull you back. And you could have brought your mom the used washing machine and the used dryer from old head over there at the used joint for like $1.50 a piece, just because he know you went up there and gave him 300. What? You gave him 350 and delivered it, gave it a little digital joint, and you talking about you getting money, but you really moving like a bitch. And you need somebody to tell you like that. And this nigga right here, if he try to open his mouth like that, he gonna get beat the fuck up. He don't even know to talk to you like that. But he the voice of ending mass incarceration. Nigga, what? That gotta be a money move. Then we talking about what? We talking about spiritual weapons. What are they? They're tools, weapons. God has given you through his son Jesus Christ to do what? To become more like him, to share in the prize, to contend with the adversary. What does Satan? He just said adversary, adversity, right? Carry out God's will in and through your life. Yeah, the battle of the Lord's, but he gave you these spiritual weapons. Faint, what's that? To give up strength, right? Don't faint, right? Rest. Jesus said, and I want y'all to do this, come to me, because y'all go over here, this nigga, whoa, good googly move. Vaughn gonna talk about, he got Bible study. Vaughn gonna tell you he got Bible study classes. Yo, so Jesus, Matthew 11, I'm gonna jump in like, I don't know, I'm at 25. I love that red letter. At that time, Jesus answered. I had a question. Real Jesus? Hold on. Salute the brand. I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the prudent and hast revealed them unto the soldiers. Even so, Father, it seemed good in your sight. All things are delivered unto me of my Father. And no man knoweth the Son but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son. And whomsoever the Son will reveal himself to. See, everybody ain't on this. Everybody ain't on this. If you wanted to, I wouldn't distract you. Paul talked about in Galatians, the first chapter, about 12 verses. I didn't get this from the classroom. This revelation came from Jesus. But I'm not in Galatians. I'm in red letter right now. Matthew 11:26. Even so far, it seemed good. Why? It seemed good in the Father's sight. Because he knows them in the building right now in the climate, they got the $1 million budgets. They got the building. They got control. They got all that. You know where we at though? This in Philly. In Atlanta, we ain't even got a building. We ain't even got a hub. This is the team that's prosecuting me out the building. You know why? Because I teach like this. Warnock can't deal with nothing that power him. He in the Senate. It'd be nice if I was holding it down. But what? Get him out of there. You know why? Because he engages black men too much. We don't want them over here. No. We're not going to get the political check with these niggas running around like this. Oh. So what the Father do? He revealed it to us. Thank you, Father. All things, Matthew 11:27, all things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father except the Son, in whom the Son will reveal himself. Hey, y'all. Last son of the heritage. Okay, y'all down. Look at what Jesus says. Come to me. Because these niggas is busy at. Come to me, all who are heavy burdened, heavy laden, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I'm going to give you rest. Now, this don't mean you're going to sleep. No. Rest means to bring about maturity. Rest means to bring a needed task, a process. Rest means to go through training, through the discipline. It's the practice is complete, not to pause, not stop working, to set up shop when there is no earth. It's to complete a thing, to perfect, to render fit, sound, complete, to establish, right? We 10 toes down in this. Steadfast, unmovable. We standing firm, going in one direction. It's in our hearts. You can tell through our deeds. You can tell through our conduct. You can tell through our character. That's the competitiveness of the soldier. Guard yourself. Keep these things. It's to guard against escaping. Keep one's eye on this thing. That's why we up early in the morning every day. That's why I calls at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Everybody else sleep. When you get in this battalion, if you in a relationship, your girl like, y'all really getting up like that? 5 in the morning? Yeah. Early in the morning before daybreak, I'm going to go check in the closet. Then I'm hollering my dudes, yo, what's up? Y'all up? Yeah. Wow. What's 5 a.m. if you're on the East Coast? That's the champion check-in globally. You don't know nothing about that. Check. Look, get the 5 a.m. Google it. Strengthen. Properly make strong as to be mobile. These niggas stuck on the pew outside. You got to keep it moving. You got to keep your head on the swivel. You know what I mean? You got to be, y'all niggas know. Character, moral strength, fruit. What's fruit? It's the visible expression of the power working inwardly and visibly through you. The character of fruit is the evidence of the what's being produced in you. If all you got is lust, all you after this, all you after that, then the Father not doing nothing through you. While we talk about grace, the divine influence upon my heart, it needs to get reflective in my life. Then we talking about the weapons. I come back through with the weapons. Who? I don't want, you know what I mean? Y'all like that. You understand? Faith is a weapon. It's receiving. See, I got grace, but then, so I gotta receive that grace. See, grace is the word that the Father ministers to my heart. It's the picture of myself beyond the bullshit. What he desires to make me into. That picture of myself beyond the present circumstances, situations. See, what I see with my eyes, that's sight, right? But this dream that he gives me of myself beyond myself, that's vision. Without a vision, people perish. Without a vision, they walk through life going through all types of shit. But this vision I got for myself, that made me push harder. That made me go through. That made me become. That made me lock in. I'm receiving that by faith. Now you know walking by faith and not by sight. It's the substance of things hoped for. What's hope? That's the image. My hope is built on nothing left but Jesus' blood and righteousness. It's the image of Christ manifested in and through my life. Faith is when he shows that to me, when I'm not telling him about the problems, but when I'm going into the closet and he ministers to me the answer and he gives me this image of myself beyond what I see in the physical, then I'm all out, all in. And then when that thing manifests, folk be like, yo, that could have been nothing but God. You get the point. Love, it's a weapon. What is it? What's love? In action. That's when we told you to go in. When I go in, I get the lesson. When I go in, I get the orders. Then it's following the orders. That's faith. That's love. Following the orders once received. Hope, I already gave it to you. It's the inner image. It's the image of him working in me. Hope is seeing on the inside the character of Jesus we are to display in our lives before it actually manifests. It's what we truly need to be striving towards if we are to go. Like if you go and you get a package of seeds, on the package it's an image of what you're gonna grow. You gotta get the seed, you gotta plant it, you gotta, and when it grow into that image. That's what hope is. That's that image. Boom. Knowledge, that's light. It's seeing a thing for what it truly is. All knowledge comes from fellowshipping with the Father. That's through what? Through his Son, Jesus Christ. One image, many dimensions. He said, come to me, all who have a burden, and I'm going to give you rest. Take my yoke. Shout out to the yoke meister. Yo, these niggas over here is house niggas. Don't ever, I checked him on it, y'all. I did. This nigga was wearing a HU jersey. He is not a bison. See, he from the house. See, if Jesus was alive right now, he wouldn't have been in Morehouse. He would have been in Howard. Why? Morehouse got tigers. This nigga's a frosted flake. That's beside the point. But how you know that Jesus would have been an ox? Watch. He said, take my yoke. What's a yoke? A yoke is a form-fitting apparatus for an ox. You know the purpose of the yoke? What we doing right here? Right? The purpose of the yoke is for an elder ox to train, mentor a younger ox on how to plow the field. Slow down, young buck, going too fast. Boom, 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 like that. Boom. Look, when we talk about Jesus, one image, many dimensions, we talk about him as the ox. What does the ox do? He carries our burdens. provides much increase, sets the standard or the pace, does the heavy lifting. See, it's all about seeing Jesus for who he really is in the streets, in the slums, in the circumstantial situations that we dealing with at the bottom, not with these weird ass niggas talk about in the building, because as you can tell, they can't relate to our struggle of our people in the modern day. We talk about wisdom for a soldier because we talk about getting that revelation from the Father is the orders with soldiers. Jesus said, now, if you got to fact check some stuff. If you love me, you're going to dance? No, that's what he said. If you love me, you're going to shout? No, that's what he said. If you love me, you're going to dance all the time and scream hokey pokey? No, that's what Fat Pokey Pokey said. Jesus said, if you love me, you're going to keep my commandments. That sounds like wisdom. Solomon, rich as wise as king, said wisdom is calling out in the streets to young black boys and young black girls and black men and black women and brown women and black men all throughout the slums. And it's not coming out the church, but in the streets, they like, what's wisdom? Getting that picture of what the Father's really given to you and locking in on that. Yeah, wisdom calling out in the streets. Kingdom calling out in the streets. Folk talking about they spiritual. No, you kingdom. You just ain't had nobody teach you kingdom since Miles been running. I got your back. I'm on your back. Let's get it. Then we talk about a big thing here. This is a weapon. Never understand this is a weapon. Integrity is a weapon. It causes us to assess situations and consistently act on what we believe is right, regardless of what's coming out of Pharaoh's house or Caesar's palace. Interpret it how you want. Why? Because of righteousness. What are we? That's a weapon. Fighting the right way. Long suffering. What is it? You got to know what it is, because you read these things coming from them in this book, and we didn't know what it was. What is long suffering? When I see it, it's the ability to keep striving the right way, although you may be dealing with negative circumstances and situations and people. Different from perseverance. What's that? The ability to keep striving to finish the race. Paul said, you know, and what is that? Philippians 3. I just want to make sure I give it to y'all. I don't know if what the Father got planned, if they get me, then they're going to get me giving you the word. Philippians, the 3rd chapter, 10th verse. Paul said, you know what I want to know? I want to know what we're talking about. I want to know the real Jesus. But he says this. He says, in order to know him and to know the power of his resurrection and the power of his fellowship, of his sufferings. I want to know the power of his resurrection and the fellowship, not just in the house, because he wasn't in the house coming door. Let me know the fellowship of his sufferings. Oh, that's long suffering. Let me know what that's about. See, we after something different. What they after is a joy. They not after the living Christ. They not after what we after the way we after. Can't you tell? They can't handle this. They scared of it. It's too intimidating for them. I want to know the fellowship of his sufferings, being made comfortable after death. That's your comfort zone? Hold on. You got the comfort zone and your uncomfortable zone. I want to know how Jesus could make his suffering his comfort zone. Shit that most niggas can't bear. You'll take that like it's nothing. Teach me that. Teach me that. Because if any means, if I attain unto the resurrection of the dead, why? Because I can't know him in the resurrection unless I know what it's like for some shit in me to die. Unless I'm willing to go through that process. And I don't know about you, but I want to be who he created me to be. I want to be what he showed me that's within me. What? This is what Paul said. Not that I have already attained this, because they was like, but you done did this, you done did that, you done did this. Forget all that, dog. I'm pressing on toward the mark. What? That I can share in the prize of him who already called me. He picked me for this shit. I want to know why. He reserved his hardest battles for his strongest warriors. Well, shit, let me see what fight I can take. Mother Teresa said, I know he won't give me more than I can hold. I wonder why he trusts me so much. He trusts me with this. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm pulling out this spiritual weapon of perseverance. That's what our young bucks got to know. When I'm dealing with this challenge, what weapon do I pull out? See, y'all remember David? David talked about it. 1 Samuel, I'm in 17. David, anointed king, not yet appointed king, took out the lion and the bear. These niggas don't know nothing about it. Don't know nothing about it. His brothers, they up there with the Philistine, taunting them and all that. David, like, this nigga coming up against this God of us. You might be able to come up against them and they Jesus, but this Jesus over here, you ain't ready for it, dog. He built this for this. Cool with Aaron and them, because they got a weaponless theology. But over here, I teach my children how to fight. Yo, 1 Samuel 17:34. David said unto Saul, listen, dog, you don't even know. Let me back up. 17:33. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight against him, pumpkin face and Trump and all them in the hood and the shit they sent him, and fuck out of here, dog. I know what to give my kids. David said, or Saul said, but you just a youth. And this nigga been a man of war since the youth. David said, listen, dog, let me put you on. Let me put you on so you understand this. Because you might not understand it like you need to understand it. And he said, listen, homie, you must not know. I don't know about your Jesus, but I know about this heritage. And I don't forsake my sheep, the ones that you forsake. And when I was out here caring for them in these slums, while you and nigga before you and the other niggas bitch ass squads before you was out there, guess what I had to do, dog? I done took out the lion and the bear. And this uncircumcised gonna fall the same way. Watch what he said, 35. And when I smoked out, and when I went out and I smoked the lion and the bear, he gonna give me this lion and this joint the same way, gonna fall fucking with these kids. 36. And now I service to the lion and the bear, and 37. And David said, moreover, I got him. And Saul gave him all his extra weapons. He gave him his physical weapons. That's what I want you to. She gave him his physical weapons. And David go get him. 38. And 1 Samuel 17:38. And Saul armed David with his armor. And he put on the helmet of brass upon his head and the arm and the coat of mail. And David girded with the sword and his armor. And he said, I ain't proved this. And David said unto Saul, I can't go with this. Let me tell you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use some weapons you don't know nothing about, dog. Let me get these spiritual weapons. See, David had trained with these spiritual weapons. He had confidence in these spiritual weapons. Later, David takes out Goliath, and Saul approaches David with the same military that David just helped lead in a battle they couldn't win. And David's in the cave being pursued by Saul with the physical weapons. David's still in the spiritual weapons. I'm telling you, you better trust the power of prayer. A relevant example that we need to have in the modern day. You know what that's called? Persevering. It's the ability to do what Paul said, to keep pressing, to keep striving to finish the race, to accomplish the task, even if we feel like we're getting tired. It's similar to endurance, but it's not endurance. Endurance, another spiritual weapon, the ability to keep striving. Stay focused, young man. It ain't hocus pocus. Oh, good. No. It's not hocus pocus. It's focus. Right? Stay focused during time of chastisement. Don't despise the chastising of the Lord. You let your pop beat your ass because you did something bad. Why you not going to let God chastise you a little bit and get you right? That's what chastisement is, correction. You know what it's called? Development as a man. A lot of my boys been raised by their mamas, so as soon as they do something wrong, shut the fuck up. It's called manhood. I don't want to go there. Get over it. Right? Until you get your business thriving, you got to go where you don't want to go, do what you don't want to do with people you don't like, and that's what it's called work. Hard work works if you work it. Now, simple lesson. It's like a pie, right? You can eat the crust first, or you can eat the filling first. Most people, most men eat the filling first. and then they deal with the crush later. That's life. It's going to be hard one way or the other. You can deal with what's easy now and keep sliding and keep getting through, and then later life going to be hard. Or you can man up and deal with what's hard now, and later life going to be easy for you. But one way or the other, you're going to have to put in the work, either when you prepared for it or later. But one way or the other, you're going to have to put this shit in. Period. Patience. It took Jesus 42 years. Y'all microwave ass niggas looking forward to 42 minutes. Well, I'm gonna get this master manifestation master class. Okay, miss me with that. 42 hours, 42 months. Patience. Those that wait upon, what is patience? The ability to keep striving, working towards the mark during times of trials, hindrance, obstacles, waiting periods. Got to be persistent. The ability to keep striving for an extended period of time in spite of what? Whatever you want to put there. Rejection, failure, disappointment. Don't quit. Only quitters quit. It's always darkest just before the light. I'm just saying. When I know what grace is, and I understand the process, then I'm looking for this inward grace. Because when I understand, when I get the process, I trust the process, I don't rush the process. Meekness. It's the inward grace that accepts the word of instruction. This is why I got to go to the Father. See, one of the things we got a problem with is being children of God. These niggas over here act like they adults of God. You know what a child does? Sit down and shut the fuck up and listen to daddy. Why? That's my child. That's my father. He knows best. Right? So this inward grace, it accepts the word. Accepts the discipline. He making me into something. He conforming me into the image of the Son that he wants to represent to the world. Accepting the route. You know, the Otis Mosses, Otis Moss Jr. and Otis Moss III, they got this tag team sermon about the stairs and the elevator. How some people, they come and they take the elevator. Somebody else has to take you up on the elevator. If you go to a building and it's a high rise, it's always a line for the elevator. It's never a line for the steps. And you learn more going up the steps than you do ever on the elevator. You don't have to wait for anybody on the elevator. If you worried about waiting for the elevator, you know what happens on the elevator? Somebody kick you out. You know the problem them elevator niggas across the street got? You can't fire me, nigga. I'm before you, and just like all the niggas that then came since Joe, I'll be here to fuck after you. Get the fuck over. Hopefully, you're going to learn from the last weirdos, but if not, it don't matter. You in the building. Your group getting smaller. We in the streets, and it's the reason why when Joe built your sanctuary, you got nothing but glass outside. We can see you. I can see clear you now. Anyway. Listen, that's the route that he got. It's the stairs. Watch this. If you take the stairs, y'all remember like Super Mario Brothers? You remember the trap door over there? Oh, I got a bonus. Oh, I got this, I got that. I learned this on this landing, this on that landing. If you take the stairs, and by the time you get up to the same floor they did on the elevator, you've accomplished way more distance than they have. They got the degrees. They ain't got the time in the closet. They ain't got this revelation. No. Nothing remotely close. Facts. Right? Accepting that route, watch this, and you cheerful about it. You accepting that instruction, that discipline, that route that God gives you without bitching, without crying, without moaning, without questioning. Listen, don't ask me why. He said so. How? And my business. I trust it because he said so. Humility. What is it? Keeping your heart open to receive the word in all forms. Yes and no's. Listen, most people think I don't like this nigga. I learned so much from God and the assignment of my life from this nigga. First, it was the faculty of Paul Luther press secretary before him. Then it's the grant writer of him. You'll see what God showed us through these fuck niggas. How he keeps showing up, having our back, demonstrating. You know what the past 3 years is? They be like, oh, we've been sucking the time, but they don't realize how transparent we are, right? So they don't understand they've been allowing God to use us to demonstrate the power of these weapons. What was nonviolent? It was massive, direct, practical application of the word for the generation before. We not sitting here letting niggas slap us and all that, but we using the word to massively profess and pursue the assignment that God placed in our life. Yeah, temperance, self-control. Oh, we smell like weed. That's cool. You ain't addicted to it. Anything you can't put into perspective, right? That got control of you, yeah, like that. Then listen, man. He was a meek and lowly Jesus. What's that? It's a person that depends on the Lord, not on the budget, not on the Bentley, not on the beds. Boom. Listen, man. He one image in many dimensions. He's a shepherd, provides, protects. Mom and them. The Lord is my shepherd. He's the apostle. What that mean? He comes with a special mission and message. Change our values. What that mean? You got direct access to the Father. True vine, I'm the source, the supplier. Salvation got two sides. He pays the price, but then he perpetually supplies you with what you need in order to fulfill the assignment that he placed on your life. Get it like this. You buy a car because you want to use it. In order to use it, you got to put fuel in it. So you don't buy the car and use it on the lot. So if he pays the price for you because you're so personal, he creates you in his image, creates you in his likeness, then he gives you dominion and authority. There is nothing in the earth that the Lord can do unless he finds one of us radical enough to tap into the will that he has for our lives to fulfill the assignment that he gave us in the first place. So not only does he need you to tap in and do what he wants you to do, he's also going to give you what you need in order to do it. When he trusts you, he'll enlarge the territory like that. So he's not just the divine. He pays the price, but he also perpetually supplies us with what he needs, perpetually, ongoing, never ending, like that though. High priest, he gives us the image, the blueprint. He tore the veil. Vast talking about that Wednesday. You call Vast and be like, pray for me. You're like, well, why don't you call the Father yourself? You don't need me to go to him. You can go. He know. And watch. You want me to say a whole bunch of words. Why don't you sit down, turn off all the noise, sit down, shut up, and listen to him. I promise you we got an answer. He talked about that. Carry all these heavy burdens. Provides much increase. Sets the standard. The bread of life. Give us this day our daily bread. So what's bread for? I got to eat this thing. What was the first part of product? We go in before we go out every day. This, you don't get this overnight. Look, they don't got this. This do not, bro, this, like that though. He the lamb. He paid the price. I mean, Daniel's son, Mr. Miyagi, he's the master, teacher, trainer, savior. You got it. The forerunner. See, that's the athletic Jesus. I got to deal with that myself. We all working on something. He's the captain, the general, the one who enlists us. I'm done. I'm gonna get y'all out of here. 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in your life in Christ Jesus. And these things which I have heard amongst many witches, commit them thou to faithful men who are able to teach also others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. No man warreth, no man that warreth, spiritual warfare out here in the slums. No man that warreth entangled himself with the affairs of the life, the kumbaya, the Easter speech, the Christmas, and all that. Miss me with all that. Why? That he may please him who chose him as a soldier. The general who enlisted him shows him how to humbly rumble the right way. Now listen to me. They on that kumbaya and Easter speech, but a believing soldier mindset. I want you to understand it. When you study for spiritual development. Because our lifestyle is about weapons and rewards. Every one of God's weapons has a reward attached to it. As a soldier, spiritual man or woman, you should be studying how to use these weapons so you can be thoroughly equipped for the spiritual battle at hand. Don't forget, wrestle not with flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. This is the foundation of the believing soldier's spiritual weapons. We're not dogmatic over here. This ain't no new doctrine or nothing like that. The Father gave this to us through the Son. I'll be talking about it. I'm going to close with the words of the prophet that the Father used to write 80% of the New Testament. Paul, close with his words to the body of believers in Galatia, as I'm talking to this body of believers in the battalion. Galatians 1:11. But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man. For I neither received it of man, nor was I taught it by man. But we got this in the closet. We got this from the Father. This has been revealed to us by Jesus Christ. This is his prophetic revelation for this generation. We had nonviolence. Now it's time for the believing soldiers and spiritual weapons. This is our Jesus of our generation. The real Jesus is in the building. Nah, we in the streets. We outside with it of y'all almost as much as the Father. On behalf of the Father, I see you in class next time.